These are the plaintiffs, Christine and John Nemeth. They say they've been neighbors with the defendants for 16 years and can't believe their dog was dragged through their common fence by the defendant's vicious pit bull. The whole thing's been a nightmare, and they didn't even apologize one time to them for causing all that damage. And so they're suing for $5,000 for all they're owed. These are the defendants, Renee and Michael Boltus. They say the plaintiffs have a Rottweiler, and he's very nasty indeed. In fact, the plaintiff's dog attacked the plaintiffs themselves a few months ago. They have evidence to show there's no way their dog attacked first, and therefore they owe nothing. They're accused of having vicious propensities.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
And welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket, the plaintiffs claim the defendants have a dog that made its way through the fence and went to town on their dog. But the defendants say the plaintiff's Rottweiler was the aggressor. It's the case of your Rottweiler to the core.
Thank you, Douglas. Okay, Christine and John Nemeth, you are suing your neighbors Renee and Michael Boltus for $5,000. You say that your damages actually exceed that in vet bills and the cost of a fence because, according to you, their dog attacked your dog. Tell me what happened.
It's happened in late February. It was a snowstorm that day. I was out in the yard shoveling a path for the dogs. I was actually on my way to work that day. I got to about 6 feet down the fence, and then I heard my dog start crying. I turned around. A slide of the fence had been ripped off. And my dog, their dog, the pit bull, had my dog by the lower jaw and was pulling him through the fence.
What had been ripped off?
A slat from the wooden stockade fence had been ripped off.
Okay. And whose dog was where?
Their dog, their pit bull was in their yard. Our dog, the Rottweiler Shepherd mix, he was in our yard. His head was being pulled through the opening that he just ripped off.
Okay. Had the dogs been barking at each other through the fence before that?
They do that every day.
All the time?
Yeah.
Okay. How long have you had this dog? Was this a new addition to the family?
Relatively new, yes.
How long?
About a year.
And had it been a problem for the whole year?
There was one occasion where when we first got him, when the dogs were sniffing each other under the fence, and their dog actually pulled him under the fence. They got him by the nose and pulled him under the fence one time before.
Okay, your dog's name is what?
Taz.
Your dog's name is?
Roscoe.
Say it again.
Roscoe.
Okay, so on a prior occasion, Roscoe had pulled Taz through the fence?
Underneath the fence. There was an opening under the fence.
Did Taz need vet care that time?
Yes.
Did you sue them for those bills?
No, we kind of felt equal responsibility.
Why did you feel equal responsibility?
I don't know. Maybe we were generous that day. I don't know.
No, you don't make sense. So I need people in front of me to make sense, and that's not making sense. You just described, because my worry is you're exaggerating the first instance to make your case better. Why would you not make them pay if, in fact, Roscoe had dragged Taz under the fence?
Can I answer that?
Yeah.
I didn't want to fight with the neighbors. So I just said, let us just take care of the bill.
Yeah, but in your statement, you said, your husband said, we felt equally responsible. I've had this question in my mind since I read the statement. You said, in the complaint, you said we felt equally responsible. What part of that was your responsibility? What did you feel you'd done?
There was an opening on the fence, and we both weren't aware of it.
Whose fence is it?
It's our fence.
Who put the fence up?
We did.
How long have you been neighbors?
It's ever since we've lived there, since 95.
Okay. All right, so on this day, you used the phrase, I was on my way to work. What does that mean? Did you witness it or didn't you?
I was in the yard at the time of the incident.
So you were going to go to work?
Yes.
Okay. And so you weren't on your way to work?
No.
Okay. That's important too, because you think he didn't witness it, right? What makes you say he didn't witness it?
Because 9 out of 10 times with the snow and stuff like that, they're not in the yard. They're in the house. They let the dogs out and they go back in.
How about you guys? Are you outside with your dogs?
Here and there, yes.
But so they're here and there, and you're here and there.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks everything's safe when it's your yard.
Yeah,
because your yard is all, you're fenced up in your yard all the way around, and you're fenced up in your yard all the way around. All right, now, according to you, you see their dog drag your dog, grab it by the lip and
I don't see him pull. I hear my dog start crying, and I turn around, and I see him. His head's already through the fence.
Okay, and what do you do?
I reach through the opening to try and open the dog's mouth, and I can't budge it.
The pit bulls.
The pit bull's mouth.
Okay.
I can't break the grip. So.
Okay, you actually stuck your fingers in there? I wouldn't stick your fingers in there.
Yeah. Actually, bent one of my nails back in the process, but.
Is there evidence of that?
Well,
Not really.
My finger's still a little deformed, but if you want to see it.
But is that from the pit bull?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I want to see it. Go ahead.
This is it's grown pretty much back all the way now.
All right, so that ripple in the nail is from trying to open the.
Yeah, well, this is the growing part back.
Right.
This is the new nail growing in. That was the old part that was dead.
Go ahead and go back. All right, so how did you release the grip, or how did it happen that the grip was released?
The dog's tooth, I think he had them by his teeth. Their teeth were locked together, and one of our dog's large canine teeth gave out, and I think he slipped out at that time when his tooth gave way.
All right, and then what happens?
Then my dog starts running around the yard and is bleeding all over the place.
Into the snow.
Into the
All right,
snow.
and then what happens?
Well, I have another dog. Okay, she had called animal control.
I had ran in the house and called animal control because I heard all this commotion that was going on in the yard. And in the meantime, Renee had pulled up, and she pulled up behind animal control and said, "Now what's going on?" And then she kept saying, "Your dog is vicious. Your dog is vicious." And I said, "No." I said, "Your dog attacked my dog through the fence. He pulled him through the fence."
How was the dog able to get through the fence? I don't understand. That's the whole point of a fence. What happened?
He's been chewing on the fence for a couple of weeks.
And you guys didn't notice that? Because you already have a prior notice that there's a problem between the two dogs. They don't like each other. They don't want to be neighbors. Right. And so nobody noticed that there's a hole big enough for two dogs to stick their heads through?
No, it wasn't a hole until he ripped one of the whole boards off, the long 6-foot slat.
Yeah, you said he'd been chewing on it. That is not he all of a sudden ripped off a board. Well, he'd been chewing on it. Nobody noticed that there was a hole that was being chewed on?
No, there wasn't a hole. What he did was he got his tooth in between the board and pulled it off. And ripped the board off.
You just said he was chewing on it. You can't just change your testimony to make your case better. Just stop. What's going on? I want to hear this from your perspective.
I did come home because my daughter called me, let me know animal control was knocking at the door.
How did your daughter know?
Because she was at home at the time.
Did she see what happened?
No, she had called the dog in the house because she'd seen that something had happened. When I had pulled up behind animal control, they had told me that my dog had attacked their dog. The animal control guy had told me he wanted to see Roscoe. I brought Roscoe out for him to see him. There was no marks, no blood, no nothing on my dog. Apparently they had said that Roscoe had gone through the fence, but I had taken pictures of everything that was on the ground and everything that was going on, showing that also their dog's been chewing at the fence also.
Okay, show me your pictures. She says that you said to her, your dog's a vicious dog. Why did you say that? Oh my Lord. Wait. This is after the event?
Yes.
On your side?
That's my side.
So this is everything your dog had done?
Yes.
This is how many feet up?
That's only 3 feet up. And he was
that's
scratching.
A lot of feet up.
He was scratching.
I mean, your dog's mouth isn't 3 feet up, is it?
He was scratching. He was not chewing.
Yeah, well, either way. I mean, all right, what is this?
Which one is that? That's the piece of wood that I had found on our side that was pushed. It was underneath where my kids have a little slide thing.
Oh, this is like a play set?
Yeah.
And that wood was pushed this way, so you're suggesting that that's his dog pushing. That's
where Roscoe would have had to have been to pull the dog through. There's not enough room.
I don't know that you can reconstruct that one because you can't tell. I guess it's pushed towards your yard, so your theory is that, it could be like that, or it could be, well, I guess it would be very hard unless it was originally pushed a little bit out.
See, we believe that our dog was simply protecting his territory to try and stop their dog.
Your dog kind of this?
Because I have 4 kids, and that dog, even when the dogs are out, even when my kids are outside, without the dogs, that dog still barks like crazy and charges the fence. And I have video that I brought of
Let me see your video.
The dog doing that.
And you guys brought video too, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'll see that in a second. This is video shot from where?
My daughter's bedroom.
Okay. Your house is the one on the left?
Yes.
Okay. This is after the event?
Yes.
Yes.
Not that this is not fascinating, but
But it's just that they say that he's always charging and chewing up the fence. That's not what he always does. Only when they're...
Well, this time that you videoed him, he wasn't. But the two dogs are going back and forth like chicken. I don't know if the chicken necking, like
they're dogs. That's what they're
Tyson and Holyfield, back and forth. Like, they're just... Neither one of them are even barking, though.
Yeah, on my video, because of my camera, you can't hear it that well.
Oh. Now, why were you calling her dog vicious?
It attacked her. It attacked somebody.
Tell me about that. What are you talking about? Did your dog attack you?
No, he didn't attack me. What happened was he was sleeping on the bed, and I bent down and kissed him on the head, and I think I startled him, so he bit me in the face.
Really? How bad?
It wasn't that bad. I had a black eye and stuff, and I had a few stitches, but it wasn't that bad. I don't really know because they just put the clear stitches in there, so there really wasn't a stitch amount.
And you weren't like possibly scared that maybe the dog had an aggressive tendency?
No, because he hasn't showed any aggressive, and when he realized that it was me, he started kissing my face. But by that time, it was too late. I shouldn't.
You're not worried maybe he liked the taste of blood on your face?
So are pit bulls more aggressive than other dogs? What do you think?
Yes, they are.
So it's not the owner, it's the dog.
No, owner. It's the owner. The owner has to teach it, socialize it from a puppy.
Oh, so you don't think it's the dog, it's the owner?
It's the owner.
Okay, I think you went back on me on that one. What do you think?
I think it's the owner.
Really?
Yes.
You don't think there's like an enzyme or something in these dogs?
I mean, I think they're bred to be the way they are. I think they're bred to be aggressive. So I think it's the owner.
But at some point, why are there so many more pit bull attacks than other dog attacks?
I think it's because they're more aggressive dogs, just in general.
I kind of agree with you, going inside the courtroom.
So you have these astronomical bills that, well, they're not, I mean, they're pretty hefty. But most of what you're suing for is a fence because you feel that they should have to pay for the fence, correct?
Yes.
Now you have some pictures you want me to see. Let me see those pictures. And do you have video also?
Yes.
Okay.
Break this way.
And,
Pictures. I'll have to bring the video up for you.
sure. This is a picture of your dog.
That's the damage. That's what he looked like at the vet's office.
Oy. That's his tooth hanging down?
That's his tooth in the front.
Did they save the tooth?
Yes.
Yes.
Whose yard is this?
Ours.
Why are you taking all these pictures of the yard that...
Well, what happened was the police came out and they came in through the house and looked over their fence, and they said their yard is disgusting. It's a quality of life issue with the way that it was. There was a lot of dog mess out there where they just don't clean their yard.
Did you get fined for anything?
We were asked just
So
to
you took the
straighten up the
pictures to
yard.
show that your neighbors are messy?
Mm-hmm. Yes, basically, yes.
I got it. And then is there any discussion about cooperating in this and doing, or no?
Well, we really didn't talk other than that day that
It was nasty and
yes,
sort of...
it was nasty, and we have not spoke since then.
Okay. And if you have a video you want me to see, go ahead and press play and hand it to Douglas.
Just hit OK, and there's a start.
Well, yeah, the dog's growling at you. You're standing there with a video camera.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, that's not unusual. Woo. There's your dog right there on the other side. All right. Oh. Folks, the dogs are animals, you know? There is no way that a court of law can sit here and anticipate the behavior of your dogs or the behavior of you for that matter, from here on in. All right, so now you come to court and you are not only suing for vet bills, but a new chain link fence. What you're entitled to in court is what you're out. You're not entitled to an improvement to prevent the future. So because I can't sit here and order them, hey, you know what, you're also going to pay $1,400 for a fence. Then you turn around and because you can't agree where the fence goes, you just take the $1,400 and go to Atlantic City. That's not fair. And I don't want to be in this position. I don't want to see you again in 6 months. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to order them to pay the entire amount of the vet bills, and I'm going to order them to pay for the repair of the fence. If you want a better fence, you get a better fence. Okay? I strongly suggest that somehow you folks end up cooperating on a better fence. All right? But if you don't, that's on you, and I don't want to make a career out of monitoring and micromanaging your lives. I'm not. At some point, the four of you just got to sit down in a table and just say, whichever that table that's in the backyard, and just sit down and say to each other, okay, this is a problem. This is how we're going to resolve it because we all want peace in our lives. So I encourage you to do that. In the meantime, my job is going to be done by the vet bills and the repair, which I am not splitting. The repair I am ordering you to pay because the only uncontradicted testimony in this room is that your dog went over there. We're done. My verdict is for the plaintiffs in the amount of $1,590.06. Good luck, folks.
Well, this is still going to take a certain amount of neighborly cooperation to solve the problem. What's your reaction to the verdict?
Get the fence fixed like we planned on trying to do, and just move forward and just pray to God their dog don't come in through the fence after our kids. That's all I'm really worried about.
Okay. All right. You just head right around the corner there. Let's see what they have to say on their side of the case. Come on in here. You satisfied how this is going to be resolved?
We'll just fix the fence ourselves and just watch our dogs the best that we can. They're not going to cooperate. They're just nasty people, and they're ridiculous.
Let's go to Harvey.
Okay, when there is a dispute over a common fence, I'm telling you, if you've got a breach in a fence, you should not stand on ceremony. Get the fence fixed, deal with your neighbor. Don't sit there and wait for damage to occur. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.